What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This video is brought to you by King Arthur Legends Rise. So I just want to say a massive shout out to Netmarbles for sponsoring today's video. They are the creators of King Arthur Legends Rise. Now, I've already covered this game on the channel before, guys. I have a beginner guide. I have my first impressions on the game. I've done a couple of different videos on the past as well. But in today's video, I want to focus on our main priorities, especially how we should use our stamina to get the best value out of it. What dungeons we should prioritize. How are we getting the best gear, etc. So that's exactly what we are going to discuss in today's video. Now, if by any chance you are not familiar with King Arthur Legends Rise, guys, is an open world in a way or another, is a turn-based RPG game, introducing Arthurian heroes, Arthurian quests, and of course, you're going to have a top-notch storyline, starting with the main story and with the adventures. In the adventures, you're going to have a few different chapters where you're going to be able to basically freely move in an open world map, complete quests, puzzles, missions, etc., and grind for that sweet, precious loot. The game is cross-platform on mobile, PC. They actually have their own client on PC, so you can play it on the go or from home. It really depends whatever you might be doing at that moment in time. If you guys want to get involved, I will leave the link to download King Arthur Legends Rise in the description down below or in the pinned comments. Like this, you're going to help and support the channel as well, guys. Now, for the rest of you guys that have been playing King Arthur for a while now, I do have my second YouTube channel where I'm covering King Arthur Legends Rise with daily guides, news, tips and tricks, pretty much everything that you need to know related to the game. And I just want to make you aware as well on a different way on how you can accumulate in-game rewards. So, Netmarbles actually has a supporter creator program, guys, where you can support a creator and I'm going to earn some rewards as well. And you guys are going to earn rewards as well. All you gotta do is click on that support button to support the channel, guys. And I'm gonna be able to send you free rewards. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. You can be free to play, low spend, or whatever. Plus, I really appreciate the support, guys. I will leave the link to that in the description down below. And I will leave the link to our clan as well, the Celestials. We have over 16 active clans. So if you're looking for a guild, a clan, you're looking to be part of a very active community, come and join us in, guys. We are definitely going to have room for you as well. Okay, leaving all that introduction on the side. Where should we use our stamina? What are the most important dungeons, stages that we need to farm in-game? So I want to start by making you aware of the most important gear set in the game. So right here at the Forge, you're going to be able to craft one specific set, and that is a Vigor set. Hands down, this is the most important set in the entire game. Nothing else comes close to it. Is basically the creme de la creme. Now, the only way on how you can actually acquire this set is by forging it, right? So in order to forge this gear set, you will require different materials. Some of these materials will come from farming dungeons. So the rare iron ingot will come, of course, from equipment dungeons or alchemy. Mainly from equipment dungeons. So you're gonna have to basically just farm gear dungeons and you're gonna accumulate these materials. Now, the material that will in fact allow you to craft this set is the legendary Moonlight Lakestone. Or of course, it can be of a different rarity. You can only get this from campaign. Either the main story on hard, either on hell difficulty. Now, to push to the hard difficulty on campaign is not that challenging. You should be able to do it in the very first couple of weeks, even as free to play, you know, absolutely not a problem. And then you can start farming this from different stages. It will be displayed right here. So a good chunk of your stamina should go on getting the best possible gear. I wanted to start with this to make you aware of the importance of this Vigor set. Basically what it does, it allows you to gain a Vigor bar that enables you to use one of the higher cost skills. Rather than just use the basic skill, you can use the A2 skill, the A3 skill constantly because you will be able to regenerate enough Vigor in order to do so. And this set is very important, okay? I wanted to start with this just to make you aware of it. Now, of course, in order to develop your account, you will require to level up heroes, advance hero, etc. And you do have quite a few different dungeons in here. You have the power-up dungeons. So the main thing that you will have to farm initially, up to a point, it will be the Plane of Beasts, guys. So from here, you're going to be able to get the mana orbs that will allow you to basically advance or rank your characters to higher stars. Super important because not only you're going to unlock more passives on the characters, but you will be able to get them to higher levels. So a good chunk of your stamina will go here in the beginning. Then the next most important dungeon is going to be the Burning Land. Gold is the most important currency in the game because it will be required for pretty much everything, starting from leveling up gear, starting from advancing buildings, starting from doing chivalry. For pretty much everything, you're going to use gold. Now, the best way to get gold is by farming this dungeon. On top of it, you are going to gain the XP potions from here. Now, the XP potions will be a bit of an issue early on. That's why you will have to farm these two dungeons kind of like in an equal amount rather than focusing on gear and stuff. So you farm the Burning Land, you farm the Plane of Beasts, and you're kind of rotating in between because you're going to max the levels on your characters. Then you're going to need to advance them, right? And you're going to have to go to Plane of Beasts, then come back to Burning Land after you advance them to get more XP. Now, when you are farming this, you can actually gain XP, more XP on your characters than when you're farming any other dungeon, because it gives you a good chunk of XP on them on top of the potions that you're getting from farming this dungeon, right? So, in the very first 1 week, let's just say you're not going to struggle with the potions, right? Because you will farm them. But after that, you're going to basically have a massive inflow of XP potions and they become less important. And you're going to farm this dungeon mainly for gold rather than for XP. So that's when, again, your main priority will mainly be on the Plane of Beasts and gear, which we're going to get to it in just a second. Now, one tip that I want to give you guys, and I know I've mentioned this quite a few times before, in order to basically rank up, advance a character, you will need to keep an eye on their rarity. So, for example, a rare character, to advance your character, it will cost you 25 mythical orbs, from 5 to 6 star. For a legendary, the cost is double. So, don't jump to invest everything just in legendaries because they're amazing characters and stuff. A lot of rares are actually really powerful, and it's gonna cost you half the price than a legendary. So you can do 2 rares at the cost of a legendary, which will give you the upper hand because once you get 6 stars on them, they will become way more powerful than at 5 stars, right? So keep an eye on their rarity as well. Of course, you're going to require different materials, but feel free to refer to the beginner guide if you kind of like want to find out more information about that. Then there is another thing that's pretty important as well, kind of like almost like the equivalent of leveling up your characters, and that is the Relic Power-Up Advancement, so the Frozen Plane. From here, not only that you're going to get the star seeds, which will be used to advance your relics to a higher star, but you are actually going to gain the XP potions as well, which can be purchased from the market, from doing different daily alchemies and stuff. But you will require a lot of them if you're planning to level up your relics. So I would suggest you to try and get your relics to level 40, maybe level 50 on the most important characters. And once you've got those God tier characters with the God tier relic, then work on taking that relic to level 60. The cost will be pretty high. You will require a good amount of mythic star seeds as well to get it to 6 star, and that's for pretty much all of the rarities, you know. So this is kind of like your next priority, getting them up and running, because you're going to be able to collect gear just by advancing in the storyline, in campaign, just by completing different missions, different achievements, etc. All of these things will give you gear, okay? So that's why your main priority should not be jumping straight on the on the gear dungeons, because you will accumulate gear just by advancing in campaign and the rest. So if you really want to progress faster and really push your progression to the next level, you should focus on the power-up dungeons first. Then, moving on to the equipment dungeons. So, once you're going to basically awaken and ascend your characters to 6 stars, you're going to be able to equip them with 3-piece sets at the bottom. Again, refer to the beginner guide if you're not sure what I'm talking about. But basically, this will be the keepsake pieces. At the very bottom, you have 3 pieces: the ring, the orb, and the banner, if I'm not mistaken. And only this dungeon will drop you those pieces. Of course, the forge will drop you those pieces as well. Now, in order to forge, you will basically require materials, guys, that will drop from here. And those are, for example, the iron ingot or the silver ingot. So you will require these ones for the gear, okay? Plus, you will require the simple catalyst materials to forge gear. So if you're not farming some of the dungeons gear, you're not going to be able to forge gear. So it's kind of like connected. That's why your next priority should be to farm the attack dungeon. So the offensive equipment sets, the nest of Wise Skull Hague. Because while you are going to require gear for your support characters, the whole idea is to give them vigor sets, okay? That's why I've mentioned it at the very beginning. You forge vigor set once you're able to do it. You're going to equip that on your support characters. And then you're going to come right here after you leveled up your characters and you're able to defeat some of the higher stages. I would not suggest you to drop hundreds and thousands of stamina on the lower stages. From here, you're going to be able to slowly accumulate gear for your damage dealers. Usually, you're going to have 1 or 2 damage dealers in a team, and you're going to require this gear. Now, of course, you can forge this gear as well, but I would not really suggest you to do that, you know? And stamina is limited, guys. It's not unlimited. That's why it's very important to have basically a plan on how we are utilizing our stamina to make the most out of it in order to be able to really maximize our progression. Then there is another dungeon that requires, of course, stamina, and you should do that daily without any questions asked whatsoever. This is one of the most important ones. Thankfully, it doesn't require a lot of stamina. So if you're doing stage 10, you can do 5 battles a day. It will consume 50 stamina, right? So it's nothing crazy. That's why I'm not really going to talk much about it. You should 100% do your 5 runs every single day. Then you will require to basically farm the favor dungeons in order to ascend your characters, to get them the purple stars. So these favor dungeons are kind of like the equivalent of faction wars. Once you're done with getting gear, getting the materials and everything else that you need to basically build up your character, the next step is to come right here. From here, you're going to get the materials that you need. So you're going to get the statues basically, which will be used to ascend your characters, get the purple stars. And you will need all of the rarities, starting from common to uncommon to rare to legendary, because that will increase based on how many stars you are getting on your character. Now, the reason why this is not as important early on is because you will require a different material to basically ascend your characters, or awaken your character, my bad. I'm so used to call it ascending. You will require these pedestals, which will come from the Forbidden Dungeon, and if you're focusing early on getting your characters to the purple stars, you're just not going to be able to do it because you will lack the pedestals, right? So once you need to get 3 stars on them, you will require pedestals, and they will be pretty scarce early on, right? But you can get them to 1 star with common materials, to 2 stars, and once you have them at 1 star, you're basically going to unlock the belt. Sorry, not the ring. You're going to unlock the belt, and this gives you additional stats on your characters. But that's how I would prioritize all of the content. That's how I would burn my stamina, right? Because all of these things are pretty important. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What sort of strategy are you guys using when we're talking about stamina and just in general progression. That's my advice to you. That's how I'm doing it personally. And honestly, I had a great progression. I haven't really found myself stuck in too many different areas at any given time, to be honest with you guys. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. If you want to try King Arthur Legends Rise, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Big shout out to Netmarbles for sponsoring today's video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay safe. Peace.